New Franky doesn't play around. We get straight to the point. I'll start with the tutorial part and then we can move on to just chilling and BSing, I guess. It's my favorite part of the video. Let's go. I use XP as foam for this build. This is about an inch thick. Cut it up into weird triangles and start to texture them like so. I take advantage of my heat gun, but at a low setting so that I don't actually melt through the foam. This is just to make it a little bit tougher, I guess. And then you just glue them together. This is really like where you get creative and you kind of make it look your own way, I guess. Like always, have a reference picture to guide the decisions you make. When I started looking, I knew I wanted something dynamic. I knew that I wasn't going to make something horizontal or vertical. I wanted something diagonal. This gives off the feeling of being in action. Is it falling? Is it going to fall? It doesn't just end when the boat hits against the rocks. It reads more like a dagger slowly stabbing into the boat as the water rushes in. This way, it also adds another sense of urgency. And talking about falling, I had to add a bit of weight to the bases of every piece to make sure that they didn't fall every time I placed the mini on top of them, or whenever the wind blew. I guess right here, this was my one mistake per video. I put way too much PVA glue here. Yeah, don't do this. But I mainly did this right here to hide the spot where these two pieces meet. And I was hiding it with a little bit of sand. It came out really good. It's just, I wanted this to dry within an hour or so, and it took like 4 or 5. Finish it off by painting it like a boss. Using paint here is key, you know what I'm saying? Next was the color scheme. And recently, I have fallen in love with some raw embers and sepia colors. I like them so much that I even went back and painted some of my old terrain pieces. And then I made sure that most of my scatter terrain still worked with them. A project is never done, I guess. I chose to mix in a little bit of raw amber and sepia into the grays near the base of the rocks. This also made it easier for me to use these pieces in just about any setting I wanted them. If you like what we do here on Franky D Crafter, I suggest you subscribe. And if you like me enough to subscribe, I demand you click that bell icon. Now onto the chill part of the video. Making terrains for encounters at sea has always been a challenge to me. The first few games I ran that had a sea encounter looked very unmotivated to me. It was mainly a sea mat and a ship, or a boat, or whatever this is. And as most DMs will tell you, that's probably all you need, but not me. Most of my players are big on video games, and the way I hooked them onto playing was by telling them that D&D is just like a video game with a world that lets you be who you wanna be, and a world that evolves around your experiences in the game. I wanted to deliver on the details, and that's just what this build is. It's not really a necessity, it's just an aesthetic. Now, this doesn't mean you can't have these have a function. first made these, I wanted them mainly because they would be a nice detail to add to my storytime videos. It makes the encounter look a bit more interesting, but when I actually ran the encounter, it added another mechanic to the game. In the encounter, the players faced a giant squid that was trying to bring down the ship, and so obviously, they had to protect the ship. But I didn't want all the players to concentrate on attacking the one squid. So the rocks became another obstacle. I wanted other players to help keep the ship from hitting the rocks. Other players had to deal with the tentacles pulling the ship towards the direction of the rocks. To my surprise, some players were jumping onto the slippery rocks, attempting to get the upper hand on the squid. The rocks became an essential mechanic to the encounter by complete accident. It also made the setup look very cinematic, which is another goal of mine. This is the main reason I do what I do. I enjoy setting up the scene like a video game would, or like a movie. I love theater of mind. But you know what else I also like? Just theater in general. I may not be a good writer, but I like to think I'm a good artist, so I take advantage of that. I like visual props. I like to think of the game as an improv play. And those rocks are just another tool for my actors to use. The part of the hobby I enjoy the most is making things. Game night is just a way to show it all off, and my players' reaction and creativity is my reward, and I guess now also the audience in this platform as well. This was a very simple video for a very simple build. I really hope you enjoyed it. Don't forget to check the storytime videos to see how I utilize these pieces. Like always, let's thank the patrons. They really are the best, and it's because of them that I'm able to make these videos. Please consider joining me there and being a part of the madness. I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.